Catherine back with another video, and I'm coming here to tell you guys how I got into UC Berkeley. I'm basically gonna tell you guys all the stats, my extracurriculars, a little bit about my essays, and also basically everything I think I did to get me into the #1 public university in the nation. So if you guys want to know more about how I got into UC Berkeley, keep watching this video. So basically, guys, I got into UC Berkeley, as you guys can tell. I don't want to say, where's my college shirt? So I got accepted to the College of Natural Resources, and my major is microbial biology, so like viruses and stuff like that, which is kind of funny because we're in a pandemic right now. But yeah, so that's basically what I'm gonna be focused on because I want to take the pre-med path and become a doctor. But I also got into really other good schools. If you guys want to know what schools I got into, I'll put my college admissions decision reaction down below if you guys haven't watched it. But basically, I'm just gonna talk about how I got in. So first, I'm gonna start off with stats. So basically, my GPA, my unweighted GPA is a 4.0. That means I got straight A's all throughout high school, which is true. And my weighted GPA was a 4.37. At the time of my application, I was ranked top 10 on my class out of 307 students. So I've taken 12 honors and AP courses throughout my whole high school career. So basically, those are the classes that added to my weighted GPA. But UCs don't count honor classes, so my UC GPA was a 4.27. So that's basically my GPA. I'm not gonna go into detail with every course I took because I find that like kind of stupid. So basically that was my GPA. And then my test scores, so I took the SAT 3 times and I took the ACT twice. So for the SAT, first time I took it, I got 1120. The second time I took it, I got 1180. And then the third time I took it, it went down and I got 1170. And then the SAT, I took it twice and then I got a 23 on both times. And you guys are probably like, how'd she get into Berkeley with an 1180? And I'm still thinking that too. But no, for real, I really don't think that test scores really matter that much. UCs, they look at your application based on your like surrounding peers. So basically everyone in your district. So if your district's average is a 1040 and you did above that, you're basically above you're above the average student. So that still shows that you're using your resources and you're actually going above your average, because my school's average is a 1020. I did better than my school's average. That showed that I'm trying harder, I'm using my resources, and with the resources given to me, I was able to do above that. So that's basically what it means. So don't compare to yourself to other YouTubers who got 1350 or any other type of high SAT score of 1400. Don't compare to them. Compare to your peers around you, because that's how the UCs look at your application. So that's how I would base it off of, because I was really scared about my SAT score. But then an admissions officer from UC Berkeley actually came to our school and it was talking about how we look at those around you, not as a whole applicant pool. So basically take that into consideration. I also know a girl at my school that got accepted to UC Berkeley with a 1050, and a girl last year, she got accepted to UC Berkeley with a 990. I know other people that got rejected from UC Berkeley with the 1300. So you really don't know how they choose it. That's why they look at everything when they look at your application. So they just don't look at your SAT score and all that just specifically. They look at everything, your extracurriculars, your essays, so all that. So make sure to put equal amount of effort and time when you write those, because those are so important. So yeah, that's basically my stats and all my numbers. And I submitted some of my AP test scores. I won't get into detail about that, but I submitted some of them. And then also going along with courses, one thing, I knew my SAT score was lacking because I took my SAT score junior year. So I already knew that was going to be weighing me down when admissions officers were looking at my application. So I decided to take a course at my local community college. And I suggest you do that if you have a low SAT score or a low GPA. Colleges look at SAT scores because they want to see if you are capable of surviving at college and doing well at college, basically. If you're taking an actual college course and doing good at it, that makes you stand out and makes you seem like you're capable of actually doing well at that college. So I'm taking a course at my local community college right now, and I have an A in that class, so it's not even that bad. If you feel like you have the time and effort to do it, I suggest you do it because that's probably one of the best decisions I ever chose to do. And I'm kind of hurt because I had the option of doing it all for years. Well, if it's available to you, there's dual enrollment, which allows you to take both high school and college courses, and I had the opportunity to do it, but I didn't want to because I was scared I was gonna fail. And now seeing that I can do it, I'm kind of hurt that I didn't do it all the other years. But yeah, if you guys have the option to do it, make sure to take college courses because that will save your application, because that makes you stand out. So basically, I'm gonna go into my extracurriculars. I had over 300 hours of community service, so I like to get involved in my community as much ways as I can. So I made sure to put that in my application so they know that I really do want to change the world, basically, and I want to give back to my community, which helps you stand out as an applicant. And this is what I feel like helped me stand out as an applicant too, because I do have a lot of extracurriculars. Literally, if you ask anyone, you can literally everyone in my family will be like, I do so much extracurriculars. I never sit down, but I have a lot of extracurriculars, but I didn't want to fill up all the extracurriculars and award spots for my college application because I had more extracurriculars I could have listed, but I wanted to choose ones that I was really involved in, so I didn't want to do anything else that was oh, I did this for a year. I try to do things that was at least in there for 2 to 3 years. So basically, these are my extracurriculars. So first I have cheerleading. I was cheer captain both junior and senior year, and I just talked about that. And then I was part of the NAACP Youth Council. If you guys know what the NAACP is, it's the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. And there's a youth council in our district, so I was a part of that, and I was chair of the communications branch. And I was part of the athletics team at my school. I was a part of the track team. I was a part of this program at my school called the Ivy League program, which they chose the top students at our school, and then they selected 2 from each school in the district, and then they flew us out to the East Coast so we can tour Ivy League college. It was all paid for too, which was really cool. And I just talked about my experience and how I got selected and chosen, because I knew that talking about an Ivy League program for a UC, they're we don't care, we didn't know Ivy League. So I tried to talk about how it helped me overall as a person, and so I didn't really talk about the Ivy League aspect of it because it's not Ivy League. And then I talked about this club I have in my school called Pro Status, which is a girl empowerment club, and I'm the president of that club, so I tried to talk about that. And then I was a part of this, we have academies at our school, so I was part of the Spark Academy, which is sports professions and recreational careers. It's basically medical based, oh, if you want to have a career in medicine or health careers, that's basically what it's for. And then I was a volunteer at my local hospital, and then I was a part of my youth choir. And then I actually had an internship at my local pharmacy, and it was a paid internship too, and I talked about that along in an essay, which I'll explain later. But yeah, that I feel helped stand out as an applicant too, because I don't think a lot of kids are really getting internships and paid internships like that. Especially, I did this during the summertime too, so it showed that I was not just sitting around during the summer, but I was actually trying to learn more about the career field I was interested in. And then I talked about Mahafa, which is an organization my father actually started, and it's basically where he travels to Nigeria, because I'm Nigerian. He travels to Nigeria and his village and gives out free medical treatment to all those living in there. So I basically just talked about that. And then the rest, I just had honors and awards listed, and I'm not going to go into detail for every honor and award, but they're both academic and non-academic, so that just showed that you're a well-rounded person, so you're not really oh, it's just grade-based academic, but well, I also had regular awards just for in general, because they want to see that you're a well-rounded person, especially with Berkeley, since it is the holistic view. They want to make sure that you are a leader in both academics and in your community, or just in general, especially because Berkeley is where the free speech movement began. They want potential leaders, Nobel Peace Prize winners, they want that. So if they see that in you, that's good. But yeah, so that's basically it. And then now it's for my PIQs. So basically for my PIQs, I just went into detail with basically all my extracurriculars I'm involved in. So for the first one, it was describe an example of a leadership experience in which you have positively influenced others and helped resolve disputes, contributed to group efforts over time. And so basically for that one, I just talked about my cheer team and the situation we have to go through. I talked about how my leadership role as captain, how I help with that. The next one was describe how you have taken advantage of a significant educational opportunity or worked to overcome an educational barrier you have faced. And this is the one where I talked about the Ivy League program. But first I talked about how I was a part of AVID, if you guys know what AVID is. I talked about how I was a part of AVID since 7th grade and how that like led me to like really taking control of my education. And that led me to join the Montgomery Ivy League program, and just talked about my process to getting into the program and like how that helped me want to continue my educational drive in and outside of school. So that's basically what I talked about. And then think about an academic subject that inspires you. Describe how you further this interest inside and outside of the classroom. And I talked about math because I really like math. And then I talked about how I was part of the Mathletics team, and that led me to wanting to become a pharmacist because, you know, pharmacists deal with numbers and stuff like that. And I talked about how I got my internship, and with my internship I was able to create a blog too. So I talked about how my blog was to inform other like young people about the average life of a pharmacist. So that really like helped me stand out too, because not a lot of kids are really making blogs talking about career fields, so that helped me stand out too, I feel like. And then what have you done to make your school or community a better place? And I talked about my dad's organization, how that helped me want to give back to my own community, and that's why I joined the NAACP Youth Council. And I just talked about my role and what I did there, and basically, yeah. So that's basically my whole application, I think. And yeah, guys, that's basically it, and that's how I think I got into UC Berkeley. I hope this video helped you guys understand what it takes to, you know, get into a good school. Not solely about test scores, and I hate when I see people with a 1300, they're like, oh, my SAT score is so low. Like, no, your SAT score is not that low. I hope it helped you guys understand that you don't need the perfect SAT score, or you don't need to do all this other extra stuff, but you can really just do simple acts can really just elevate your application. Because I try to volunteer as much as I could. College admissions officers, they want to see consistency, so make sure anything that you're involved in, whether it's like extracurriculars or sports wise or anything, make sure there's consistency there. Because I was part of the basketball team for freshman year and I quit after that, so I didn't talk about that aspect because like it didn't show consistency, that didn't show anything, so there was no point to bring it up. But all the other things, when I was in it for like 3 to 4 years, I wanted to bring up because that's what shaped me to who I am. So make sure you guys there's consistency in your application, because that really helps. Spend time in your essays, because I feel like the essays are what saved me, because I went into detail and just talked about all like my extracurriculars. So basically spend time on it. But yeah, guys, so just make sure that if you're lacking in one area, try to stand out in another, because that's what I try to do. But yeah, guys, I hope you guys like this video. Make sure you guys check out my college admissions decisions reactions. I'm gonna link that down below. And make sure you guys like this video and hit that subscribe button for more of me. And you guys can follow me along my college journey, because I don't even know how this is gonna go with Corona around. Like, are we even gonna go back to school? I don't even know. But I hope you guys like this video, and if you guys have any comments or questions or anything that I did not answer or talk about, make sure you guys just put them in the comments down below, and I'm sure to get back to y'all. So I was admitted early for UC Berkeley because they come out their admissions decision March 26th, but I got accepted February 7th, which I was so shocked about because that's when their top applicants get accepted. And you guys saw my SAT score. It was not cute. So I was really shocked that I got accepted early, but you really never know what they're looking for, especially with like admissions classes. So if you don't know if you want to apply, just apply. So yeah, guys, I hope you guys like this video, and if you guys have anything else to say, make sure to just comment down below. Okay, bye guys.
Be fucked with, no, ho, you can't touch this, ayy, bitch, I do rich shit, huh, my money thick, ayy, walk with a limp, huh, I'm on some pimp shit, ayy, he say you all about money, yeah, I'm on that cash shit, huh.